Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. You can see by the background we're actually in sorted, but in this video what we're going to do is we are going to go through and organise my room. I have just moved back from Liverpool, and so you'll see it kind of in the pre-stages. It is done now. I'm filming this intro quite significantly after the actual time that I moved in, because I didn't realise I never filmed one. So I've gone to edit it and I was like, oh, there's no intro. So I have moved back in and I'm all sorted, but believe me, it was chaos when it started. So grab a drink and a snack and get comfy, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, so as you can see, I'll probably do an intro at the end of this video, so I'm just going to jump straight in. But as you can see, I am back in my parents' house, so like my childhood bedroom, and I've got to get this. And this into this one room. So we're moving like a whole flat's worth of stuff into my room. I will insert a clip now of what my flat looked like at the end. Just know there's been lots of tears, lots of like sadness moving out of that flat, because I absolutely loved it. But I'm also gonna love being back home, so join me in my kind of organising my bedroom vlog. So I have, because I had my best friend niece and nephew round earlier, I did start organising. So I've organised the drawers underneath my bed and on my bedside table. I've kind of just gone through, got rid of a load of things and gone to donate a load of things. So my task now is to sort out my desk. I've got a unit under my TV, I'm not sure if you can see that, I need to go through, and then behind you is a whole wall of wardrobe, which it's not all wardrobes, and it's got my bookshelf in, and it's got a shelf across the top which has a lot of like knick-knack bits in that I've been given over the years that I kind of just want to consolidate and make a lot more clearer space, because I have a lot of like photos and stuff like that that I got for uni that I want to display somewhere. And as you can see, my bedroom is kind of pretty clear, so there's not a lot of space for things to be displayed. So yeah, I need to go through the last few bits, and then once I've gone through everything here, then I will start to unload and unpack. But join me on my little journey of unpacking my room. through all of my room and created lots to donate, so I'll show you kind of how much I've got to donate. But obviously you saw me start to go through my desk drawers, and then I did go through the other side, the top of my wardrobe, and then inside my little memory box, and obviously the drawers under my bed. So I've also emptied one bag of my hoodies and jumpers that was already up here. My next task will be to go downstairs and start bringing things and bits and pieces up. I need to try and find somewhere for my book cart and things like that. So let's actually get started on the moving in process, because at the moment it's kind of been organising and sorting. So I spent a long time today doing that, so I'm hoping to get a bit more moved in tonight, but if I don't, then I can spend some time on it tomorrow. But let me show you what I've done so far. So we've got a load of rubbish in here, and then I won't show you what's in that one because that's obviously all my mementos and personal stuff, but that's been cleared out. Obviously I've got the girls' bathroom on just to keep me going. All my desk drawers have been emptied. The top of my desk looks really cluttered and busy. It's because I need to organise where I want everything to go in my desk drawers for now. So once I've done that, then I can obviously put those bits away, and I've got a few bits in there that I want to give to my mum or see if she wants. I have done under the bed as well, which again I didn't show you guys, and just has a lot of like body stuff in. I then have done up here, I've emptied out like all the teddies. I've got rid of some. I've kept some that are like 21st ones and 18 ones and ones that have meaning. And then I cleared out my shoes as well. The shoes you can see there were in the bag that had the coats in. I got rid of a few of my books, but not many. And there's my other shelf. And then I've put in my jumpers that I had, and also got rid of some of the old ones. And then again gone through like the pajamas that were left here and put in my bags and scarves and that I already had here. I've emptied out my drawers, and then I have also gone through here and moved it so that my brother's clothes are at the back and my coats are there, and at the top I've gone through and sorted out my photos. But at the moment that is kind of the final like organising section in terms of sorting out my rooms, and now it's time to actually organise the bits and pieces that I actually have downstairs from my flat. So now the task is to get the studio flat into one bedroom. Let's see if I can do it. So it is the start of day 2 of the move back home vlog video. So you would have seen a clip of like what my room looks like now. I forgot to film that last night, and I haven't really changed anything yet this morning, so that's kind of what I was working with. I got my room to a state of clean so that today when I'm moving things back in, it should be easier. I think a lot of the stuff that I've got left to move is things like my leftover food, my kitchen stuff, which is like mugs and stuff like that, which I want to keep downstairs, and like my desk stuff. And I also need to move my books in, which you will probably see snippets of me organising on here, and I will show you the end result. If you want to see kind of a full rundown, I think I'm gonna film that as like a reel style to show on the other apps that we cannot mention. So I think that's gonna be the plan for today. My aim today is to try and get everything done, to get fully moved in. I feel really, really good in this space. I was struggling quite a lot before I left in the space and kind of how it felt, and I feel like the big clear out, the big sort outs really, really, really helped and just opened up the space is I've managed to fit my book cart in here, which beforehand I never thought I would be able to. I'm feeling really good about it. I'm just hoping that it continues. I do think that a reorganisation was needed, so let's go see kind of what I have left to work with in the garage. In my head I don't think it's a lot, but I feel like I might be underplaying it a little bit. I haven't bothered to make my bed behind me, as you can see, because I'm actually needing to switch out the duvet and the pillows. I'm undecided whether I'm going to try and do that today and then just get rid of these duvet and pillows, whether I'm going to wait until it's next time to change my bedding, because I hate changing my bedding and I feel like that's like a common theme, but I really hate it. I'm going to see how I feel later. I might do that. I might just store that duvet and bedding, and if that's the case then I'll make my bed ready for kind of like the final reveal later on. So let's get on with the day. I'm hoping to get it done today, fingers crossed. You guys wouldn't have seen, but I have just cleared out kind of the 4 boxes that I had for the kitchen and kind of put them all away. I ended up having 1 box here left over to, it's kind of like my kind of sweets and things that I'll take upstairs, and bits and pieces like decor and kitchen bits that don't need to be down here. So I'm going to take the empty boxes which are on the floor out. I need to sort out the washing because the washing machine's just gone off, and then I'm going to take that box upstairs, sort that box out, and then do another kind of load from the garage hopefully. But yeah, I'm so sweaty. I'm so sorry for the state of me. I'm so sorry for the state of me in these videos, but this is like real raw kind of like I'm moving in, and I'm not going to make anything more of it than it is. So yeah, and also I didn't show you the kitchen bits because it's not my kitchen. I'm back home living with parents, so I don't want to invade their privacy as well. You'll see like snippets of the house, but you won't see a lot. So let's get those bits done. So guys, this is all I've got left. Just the last little bits to get upstairs, get packed, and then I do have a few extra boxes in the garage which need to be kind of like sorted out. I sorted 3, but I need kind of my mum and dad here with me for that because it is a lot of things where I don't know where to store it. So let's get this bit done, and then I'm so excited to be fully back in and not have to worry about this. Okay, so we have organised my bookshelf. Now, I've got 2 shelves. The issue I've got with these shelves is they're quite like wide. Can't get that in fully in shot. They're quite wide, so they're great for kind of storing books on, but I don't have a lot of like great storage solutions. So this is what I've come up with so far. I've got over on this side and kind of in the back is my romance series. So I've got my Tessa Bailey series, and underneath I've got the Me Before You series. I've got the Heartstopper series and my Strangers series in the back there. I then have obviously the P.S. I Love You series, the Soulmate Equation series, and then the Maple Hills series. I've then got all of the Afterbooks by Anna Todd, and then the Companion series. And then over here I've got the Slam series by Colleen Hoover, the Love Detective series, and then the Kiss Quotient by Anna Hong series, the Summer series, and then the Match and the Enemy. And then I've got the I Heart series, and I've left room at the top for the other books to go in there. And then in this little section here I've got some standalone romances, and as well all along to here. Then we go on to like literary fiction. My literary fictions, I've put my Emily Henrys together and my Taylor Jenkins Reads together, as well as my Alice Osmonds, so they're kind of done as best as they can. And then in this little section we've got my non-fiction, poetry, children's, classics, kind of just my miscellaneous little section there. And then down on this shelf we've got obviously the Powerless series, the Twilight series, and then a few standalone fantasies. I don't read a lot of fantasy, so obviously that section is quite small. And then on this side we've got our thriller section, so we've got the Natural series, the Housemaid series, and then my Lisa Jewell books. And then I've got a few standalone books here, and I know Cryptic Pursuit is turning into a series, so I will rearrange it when we've got that. But like I say, my shelves are an awkward kind of like size. As you can see, it's probably easier to see how tall they are with me stood next to them. So they're an awkward size, so for me to try and organise them properly, it's really hard. But I think maybe I might speak to my dad, see if he can maybe put in like a separate shelf. But if not, then I'm not too mad about the way that they're done now, because I don't tend to reread books a lot. So obviously my book cart is still my book cart, and that will have all of my unread books on. And then if I need to do, when I'm filming like a scavenger hunt video, I still know where everything is, and that's kind of what's important. So that is everything on my bookshelf. again. But I have finally finished my room, so let's give you a full tour of what my bedroom looks like now. Bedroom slash house slash where I'm living, so let's give you a tour. Okay, so obviously on my door is the essentials. I've got my dressing gowns and a fluffy jumper on there. Also cowgirl hat, because why not? So then you come in, got my radiator, which generally houses the towels that I'm wearing or using, because where else am I meant to put them? I need a face towel. And then I've got my bed, which, as you know, is made up in this very similar kind of style as what it was in Liverpool. In that bottom drawer, I've got my electricals and my headphones are actually on charge. In this drawer, I've got kind of like shower, bath, toiletries, just other like overflows. Then turning around, we've got my TV with my soundbar, a couple of like little trinkets, and in the big chest of drawers there is like kind of mementos and personal bits. And then I've got Luna, who now lives down the floor with my slippers. And then we've got kind of my food supply. I've got some presents for my niece and nephew, but I've got my food and drink supply, my washing, my bin, and a couple of other bits there. Like I need to sell that. I've got some bin bags there and a hot chocolate set, which I need to use. And then here is my desk and my vanity. So on my desk, I have my phone charger because I want it away from my bed. My toothbrush is on charge, and then the charger will live in one of the drawers. I've got a little motivational quote about teaching, my spider plant, my photo with my granddad, obviously my light up mirror. Then over on this side, I've just got a few trinkets. I've got a candle, a room spray, a more sentimental candle, a plants, 2 plants, another candle, my daily motivational quotes by Bex King. My Starbucks cup's just there. It's not going to live there, but it's just there. And then I've got my kind of weekly plan, which isn't actually filled out. Then obviously I've got my chair and my cushion on. Going into the drawers, we have my skincare, body care, smellies, hair care, more hair care. That's like products and that is like accessories. And on this side, I've got my base makeup, my brushes, and then like lips and eyes, my miscellaneous drawer, my hair care tools, and down the bottom I've got all my medications. And then obviously in all of her glory, we've got the TBR cart with my flowers on. And then obviously we've got my big wardrobes. In my chest of drawers next to my bed, obviously I've got some tissues, a wax burner and my alarm clock. And then I've got like underwear and socks. And then in the drawers on this side, I've got my gym stuff and bedding. And then at the back is like my winter bedding. Okay, so going into my wardrobes, let's do that. First section at the top, I've got my teddies and just some like mementos. And then I've got all my tops and dresses are hung up. Then down in the bottom in like little storage drawers, we've got shorts, bikinis, skirts, joggers, work trousers, jeans, leggings, and then kind of like scarves, hats, accessories, wintry bits that are like seasonal, and bed socks. Then obviously down the bottom I've got my shoes and then my little hot water bottles because that's needed. Then in the middle section I've got at the top photos, and then I've got my bookshelf with my romance books and some miscellaneous, my thriller and fantasy, a photo of me and my dad, a little book that I got from my friend, and then my jumpers. And then down the bottom I've got handbags, pajamas, and then kind of again another miscellaneous little section. Then this far side again at the top I've got photos. Then this far side I've got my coats, some of my brother's stuff's in there as well. And then down underneath I've got my walking pad, my like a spare box of tissues which I brought with me, which I'll use to replace those, my reading stand which doesn't really fit on this bed. I need to get one which is more of a like individual one, and then leave that one for holidays. And then my gym bag, work bag, and then just a few more drawers with stationery and games in. And then down the bottom is kind of like candles, wax melts, smellies that I don't need to get to all the time. So that is like my room tour. I'm going to turn off, close all the drawer wardrobes again, turn off the light and show you kind of like the ambience with the fairy lights, and then end off the video. But thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoy this kind of different style of content. I believe this will actually be one of the first videos going up on my channel after having August off, so that's really exciting. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I hope you enjoy this new style of content, and yeah, I look forward to speaking to you guys again soon. Bye.